Hi, I'm Debbie, and welcome to Divine Destiny with Debbie. Today we're reading for December 20th, 21st, 22nd, and 23rd, Monday through Thursday. Now, you know that I'm going to be using some Radley Valentine decks. I will use my Archangel Power Tarot card for the main message. I'll pull one of my Guardian Angel cards, if they don't all fall down. I'll pull one of my Guardian Angel cards. I'll also pull one of my Emily Anderson crystal cards. Now, that will be for the main message, but for the overview, for the introduction on what's going on and just general energies, I will be using my Waite Rider deck, the traditional one, and I will be using my Osha Zen Tarot cards. Now, I have prayed, meditated, and infused all the decks with Reiki energy. Remember, this is a general reading. It may or may not resonate. Take what you like, leave the rest. The 21st, we are entering into Capricorn season at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Also, we will be entering, I think it's like right there, 1 minute maybe before, the winter solstice. Now, that is for the Northern Hemisphere. That is when we have the longest night or the longest darkness. In the Southern Hemisphere, light should be, the darkness will be the shortest, where the light will be the longest. Okay. Now, let's see what we have here. Now, the thing that's really important too about these dates is, and the reason that I'm always talking to us about numbers, and I'm talking about dates, and there's things going on around us, is just as I encourage all of us to be working towards the light, a lot of times these dates and numbers, there are others that are working towards the dark. So, I do believe that we counter a lot of that. So that's why we always need to be keeping our thoughts, our words on the positive side. We need to be working towards that light. Okay? So let's see. One card has fallen. Let's see what we have for two other ones. And I told you that I was a intuitive channeler. I opened myself up to higher power. Anything that's reversed has a little stronger message. Please remember to like, share, subscribe, click on the bell for notifications. Here we go. First card. All right, now, this is that one, the Three of Swords. It is reversed. The Three of Swords has a really interesting, a lot of times people are like, oh my gosh, let's get rid of that. Let's do this over again. Because the Three of Swords recognizes that there has been heartbreak, that there has been something that has not necessarily felt good, that there has been pain, that this has been a really, this has been a really intense moment. The other thing, so you can see the gray clouds, you can see that there are actually swords in the heart, you can see the rain behind it. The thing is that the rain is behind, and the other thing about the Three of Swords that I want you to kind of look at and really look at this. If this was a current situation, this would be a very, very messy looking card. This is something that has happened in our past. It could be a very recent past. This is something that now says, let it go, let it go. Because, it doesn't mean that we're not going to have scars. Oh, it does not mean that. We will probably carry the scars with us. But will we learn from it? Can we release it? And this is what the Three of Hearts, I keep wanting to say that. The Three of Swords wants to tell us. Now, three in itself has a lot of energy with you say something, do something 3 times, put this out into the universe. Also, it's about celebration. It's about creativity. But this, the Three of Swords, reminds us that, yes, this is, we've had to live through some of the harder times. We've had to live through some things that have almost decimated us. But we still continue. We still live through this. And we then become stronger. We carry our scars, but we carry them as badges of courage. But it also reminds us to now move on, move on. Your next card here, the Ace of Cups. Now, so we have a 3, we have a 1. 1 has new beginnings, new starts. Cups is our, well, I told you that Swords was our Aquarius. It was our, and we have Saturn and Jupiter still in Aquarius. It is also our Gemini. It's also our Libra. Thought process is making plans, really thinking things through. Cups is our Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, fluid, very emotional. Now this has a new opportunity, a new commitment, so this, in order for us to go forward, we have to let go. Doesn't mean that, it does not mean that we forget, because we carry those scars with us. We carry those experiences with us. But now we go forward. We have hope. We have, this has a new relationships, new loves, new energy that's going to push us into newer situations. It really, right, when we're kind of going with this whole heart energy again, it, makes our heart burst with joy. Okay, next cup, oh, next card, again, this one is also reversed. And now we have a 2. 2 has joinings, 2 has crossroads. Do I go this way, that way? 2 has decisions. This is the High Priestess. This is the intuition. This is us reaching out to higher power, guardian angels, whoever we reach out to. This is us really connecting into that, into that other side. There's the natural and there's the supernatural. There's the physical and there's the metaphysical. And this is us meditating. This is us staying quiet for a little bit of time and really connecting about what our next steps are going to be. Where do we want to go? What is supposed to be happening for us too? There is a little bit of submission I'm feeling with the High Priestess. She is, maybe she wants to do her own thing, but yet she realizes that she's being guided by something greater and bigger than herself. Okay? So there's this, I have been feeling very spiritual energy going on, and this kind of confirms that same thing. Okay, now let's go on now with the Osha Zen Tarot cards. I generally use these for, more for words of advice, okay? But let's see what we've got going here. So there's totally new, there is a new developing of our, maybe of our psyche, of our, of our intuition. There is, but again, what this was, again, forgiveness, when I talk about forgiveness, forgiveness is what helps you. Letting go anger is what helps you. The other person doesn't either doesn't know or they don't care. So it's really to get us to a healthier emotional state. But there's really deep feelings, deep searchings. Really, it's kind of, I feel like this is going into that shadow side of us that we have to look and we have to really clear a lot of this, I don't know, is it emotional energy? Is it kind of looking into our own darker energy? It could be. It could be. Okay, let's see what this one is. Okay, well, clinging to the past. Clinging to the past kind of goes along with what we're talking about. So this week's energy is, so we have the 5. 5 has change, positive, negative. And this is kind of telling us, especially with this, how can we move forward? How can we move forward when we cling to that past? And I do know that Saturn and Jupiter are doing some sort of a dance this week. So again, to Saturn, and we are not even halfway through where Saturn with Aquarius is illusion versus reality. So, this could be one of those weeks where we have to really look at the reality. But you know what? What we'd rather do is cling to the past. We'd rather look back than look towards that future. So yes, is it going to be, I do feel that the energies are going to be on the unusual side. I do feel like, because we'll be on the flip side of that full moon. But yet we have the darker energies that sometimes are brought about. Like I said, we want to go towards the light. We want to bring about the light. We want to, we want to endow things like the winter solstice. We want to endow things like, the changing of a season. We want to endow it with the positive, because there's a lot of negative out there. And a lot of times the negative likes to cling to these types of situation, these types of days. So this is going to be one of those times where we might be very reflective. We might need to look deep into our hearts and kind of maybe face some of the messy stuff. But at the same time, once we face it, we'll find out that it really isn't as hurtful as we thought it was going to be. Maybe we've been avoiding it, and now that we, face it head on, it actually isn't the monster we thought it would be either. Okay? Okay, where did that come from? Anyway, I will post this as an introduction for the week, but I will also add this to our readings, which will start now. Hello, my Libras. How are you? Well, it feels like this is going to be an intense week, at least by that introduction and by what everything else is going on. But let's see how it's going to be affecting you. There is a lot of transforming type of energy, but that can be very good. It's always a little uncomfortable, though. 1, 2, and 3. 3 cards. Let's see now. For my darling Libras. Here we go. First card. Busy. 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 Tens are transitioning, so you're kind of moving from one thing to another, but it doesn't mean that things are sliding or things are slacking or things are getting easier, okay? Now, Gabriel is fire energy. It is Sagittarius. We're still in Sagittarius until we go into Capricorn. It's Sagittarius, Aries, Leo, passionate, burning, determined, fiery, just very strong. I got to do this. I have to do this. But the 10 of Gabriel is a lot of work. The 10 of Gabriel does not ease up. The 10 of Gabriel says, keep after what you want. Keep going. Do not stop. Do not pass. Just do not stop. Okay? You need to keep on your track, and you need to keep going forward. Now, 10 of Gabriel also says, ask for help. Ask for help. Okay. Ask your angels for helpful people to lighten your load. Working too many hours, trying too hard to please others. Just saying. Okay. 4 of Ariel. Now, so 4's stability, organization, leadership. Ariel is our earth energy. It is our Capricorn. It is our Taurus. It is our Virgo. It is our solid, tangible energy. It is our job, our career. It is our home energy. And there's a little reciprocity here. And so with being that it's next to the 10 of Gabriel, it's kind of like the reciprocity may be a little bit off. Okay? So it's kind of like somebody is saying, it could be you, but I don't think so. Somebody's saying, oh, let me, and they're doing more giving than they are taking. Okay? So they're giving and they're giving and they're giving, and they don't understand. You don't understand. You've got your own life to live, my wonderful Libras. You don't have to take on anyone else's stuff. Now, we can always be friends. We can always be loving. We can always be caring. But at the end of the day, boundaries are needed. There need to be some boundaries. And this could be, this could be something, because this is Ariel, it could be something in your job, or it could be something in your home. Okay? It could even be a personal, but this feels more tangible, like a house or a place that you make your money. So when you give, you also receive. Being resistant to change, so you really don't want to set those boundaries up. Extremes in how you save or spend money. So whoever this is also taking some of your money. Okay? Just saying. Next card. The Knight of Michael. Now, Knight's underlying energy is fire. Michael in itself, though, is your energy. It's also Aquarius and Gemini. There's a lot of stuff going on in Aquarius right now. So the Knights, the Knights are really focused. When they really get their idea, they get their idea where they really know what they want, they start focusing and they go after this. Now, sometimes it can go very steadily, but with the Knight of Michael, the Knight of Air, it is quicksilver. It is like once you figure out which way you're going, once you figure out that the boundaries need to be set, if you choose to do that, it's like once the idea gets seeded in your mind, you run with it. You run with this. So the Knight of Michael is strong, committed, intellectual, diligent. Time to move quickly. Choose logic over emotion, sudden changes. So boundaries. Boundaries, boundaries, boundaries. And once you figure that out, once it really is like, yes, because otherwise without the boundaries, my Libras, I just feel like you're tired. I feel like your wonderful air energy is just keeping you, it's kind of like keeping you on life support, okay? So you need to have your boundaries, and then you can recoup that energy and start living a fuller life. Okay, let's see what we have with the guardian angels. Reversed. 7 of thought. Now thought is Michael, is air, is swords. And 7 is divine guidance, it's a divine number, divine intervention, divine interference. And I think this kind of wraps up a lot of the things going on. You've been confused about a situation in your life, and now suddenly everything is completely clear to you. And that's why you start, moving quickly. Whether the truth was revealed by your angels, disclosed by a friend, or discovered on your own, it feels great to be awake and aware. Feel free to ask for time alone if that's what you need. So, boundaries, okay? It's good to set up those boundaries. You don't want to be the enabler. You don't want to be the codependent. You want to be independent in your own right. Being independent doesn't mean that you can't be caring and loving and that you can't be part of a group. But again, too, it just feels like you've been living someone else's life for them, and they need to start picking up their slack. Okay, what crystal or energy for my wonderful Libras? Here we are. Rhodochrosite. Service, contentment, healing emotional wounds, renewal of passion. Interesting with that one. So again, it's all about the boundaries this week for you. It's discovering them, but it's also setting them up. Boundaries. Okay, my Libras, remember to like, share, subscribe, click on the bell for notifications. As always, though, know that you are loved, stay shining, and be blessed. Bye-bye.